Hello and welcome back to DT Wellbeing Wednesday podcast with me, DT. Welcome back, and I hope you enjoyed last week's podcast. It was on the feel good factor of fitness, which is probably the area that I probably researched the most, right? So my PhD here in Trinity College Dublin is physical activity and positive mental health for success. So that's what I talk about and read about all the time. So today we're going to carry on from that, and we're going to talk about self-care for success again. And a few of you were on to me last week or the week before last and asking me about success in general, right? So as part of my PhD, it's crucial for me to research success because that's the end game. It's positive mental health for success. But it's very important for me to say at this point, at this juncture of the podcast, that success has to be, by definition almost, it has to be individual to you. So like a general definition for success really holds no weight. It's not really of any value. You have to find out what success means for you, for yourself. In order to succeed, you need to define success for yourself. So a general definition of success, or kind of benchmarks or criterion to hit based on whether you're generally successful or not, like that general stuff, it's not relevant. It's you just gotta set your own bars in terms of what success means to you, and they should align with your personal values. So the things that you care the most about in your world, they should be the things that you focus on for your personal definition of success, and those are things you aim for then, right? So like for me, right, so my personal values, what I put above everything else in the world, would be my own personal well-being, so my own personal health and my own personal happiness, my relationships, so my friends and my family, to make sure they're good, that they are healthy and that they are happy, and then independence and freedom. So important for me that I have the independence and the freedom to, do what I want. I'm doing a PhD in exactly what I want. I'm like doing my modeling stuff. I like that. I set up my own business. I like that. I like the independence and freedom from being your own boss. My little brother said once, he said, Daniel, you've got your perfect job and it didn't exist before you created it. So I need that, I need that independence. I need that personal freedom. And in everything, and finances come into that too. I want that financial independence and financial freedom. So, I suppose finances will come in there. But I think too much of our society cares too much about finance and money, and like it's a number, and numbers never end. I think Bob Marley said that. So you're never going to be happy if you're just chasing a number, because there's always more. So be clever there, or just be cautious and have a bit of integrity and think for yourself, and create your own personal definition of success, and chase it, put the blinkers on, focus on your definition of success, and you'll succeed. Like with willpower and persistence, success is a guarantee. Willpower and persistence, you will succeed. Just depends whether you want it or not, or whether you know what you're chasing for. If you don't know what you're aiming for, you'll always miss. So get things down on paper. This could be a chance during this quarantine, this lockdown, to find out what your personal definition for success is, and then start planning. Like we talked about journaling before, start goal setting, short term over the next 3 months, long term 3 to 6 months, or medium term I should say, 3 to 6 months, and then long term up to 3 years. Get things down on paper. It's powerful. We do it all the time. So set short term goals. And again, within the next 3 months, like I do it daily. Like I had to set goals for today, yesterday, and I'll set them tonight for tomorrow. But 3 months is a nice one to set goals for. And then after that, do the 3 months to 6 months, that little window, kind of medium term, because it keeps you focused. When like 6 months, what are we in now? Who even knows? We're in April. So 6 months from now, we're in October. You can picture that. Get stuck in. And then 3-year plan, solid 3-year plan brings us up to 2023. Hopefully I'll be Dr. Daniel at that point. And by God, you'll call me Dr. Daniel. I won't respond to anything else. No Daniel to me after that. Dr. Daniel to me. By God. So, welcome to the podcast. Today we're going to talk about Self-care for success. So, toxins, lads. We talked about this before. So I mentioned alcohol, right? So that was one that was really important for me. Like alcohol, it was just something that I probably engaged with too much, and I just really enjoyed the crack, and I really enjoyed the social aspect of it, and I liked getting loose. Like, that was a phrase that I had, getting loose, and I convinced myself that it allowed me to get into the flow. Like, I used to do some writing with a few beers on, but if I was really honest with myself, it wasn't. It took from that confidence, and it took from the flow, and it didn't make me a better person, I know that for sure. So I cut it out. So alcohol, they say it's, what is it, around 14 units worldwide now is the kind of definition for what's healthy drinking. So that equates to maybe 7 pints or 14 shots measured over the course of a week, about 7 large glasses of wine, and it would also be recommended that you have a day off, that you don't drink 2 days consecutively. But over the course of the 7 days, the course of your week, no more than 7 pints, no more than 7 glasses of wine, no more than 14 shots, which is a bit ridiculous when you think of it, like, who drinks 14 shots? But yeah, that's what's recommended. But the majority of Ireland, myself included, drink more than that. So I cut it out myself for the short term at least. But you know, that's a toxin. Alcohol, it's toxic, you know, it's toxic. Like, it ruins your insides, ruins your outsides. You know, what I talked about in terms of lifestyle and how it manifests on the outer world. So your inner world is manifested in your outer world. How you look is on the outside is how you are on the inside. Alcohol doesn't help. Nicotine and drugs, smoking and drugs. Now, luckily, I never really got into drugs. It was never part of my life. But I used to be addicted to cigarettes, believe it or not. Yeah. So I read, at the time when I was giving them up, I read Alan Carr's Easy Way to Stop Smoking. Unreal. Brilliant book. Brilliant book. But the science behind it, it takes 5 days for the nicotine to leave your system. So nicotine will leave your system in 5 days, the chemicals. And then it is, I get this right, a long time ago. So 5 days the chemicals leave your system, and 3 weeks, habit is gone. So that ties in, right? What we were talking about 2 weeks ago, habit in 21 days. So 5 days, the nicotine have left your system. That's 5 days from memory, tough gig. That nicotine wants to get back in. And smoking is one of these ones, right? So smoking is like wearing a pair of shoes that are too small for you just for the feeling of relief when you take them off. That sense of satisfaction you get when you smoke, that relief of anxiety or stress, that was created by the nicotine day one. So, and that, it doesn't like leaving, so that 5 days is a tough gig. But then 3 weeks, the habit's gone. You don't associate smoking with, you know, your morning coffee or after a gym session or after other stuff. The habit's gone. So yeah, smoking, lads, not a good one. Like, really no benefit, right? So like, if I had a child in the morning, I would tell him or her when they're of age, you know, have a beer, have a glass of wine if you want, but just never smoke. It's not cool. There's no benefit really, is there? But yeah, ego is toxic, lads. Toxic. And I used to have a massive ego, massive. So ego is kind of like doing stuff in your life to impress the outer world, right? Making life choices and behaving with other people's opinions of you in mind. That's ego, in the easiest possible way to define it. So it is a recipe for disaster. And it's also weakness. Like, ego is just insecurity. It's caring what people think. Get rid of it. But I used to be an egomaniac, and I'm not anymore. Died in 2008, my ego. I'm confident, I have self-assurance, I don't have any ego, I don't care what anybody thinks about me. And that's real talk. Ego holds you back. You can't elevate to the level in which you might be capable of if you are carrying your ego. It's too heavy. But if you drop your ego, and you don't care what other people think about you, or what other people are saying, or gossip, or rumors, or whatever, you can be whoever you want to be. But yeah, ego is the toxin, lads, and it will hold you back. Easier said than to do to get rid of that. That is a tough one. Harder than cigarettes, harder than alcohol. I don't know anything about drugs, but look, ego is tough. But if you can get rid of it, it is liberating. It is liberating. There's nothing like the freedom of not caring what people think. It's just easier, okay? So, worth considering. Individuals, guys, can also be quite toxic. Like, other human beings can be quite, toxic. They can hold us back, they can make us feel bad, they can affect our mental health. So it's important to put up boundaries there, or barriers, just in the nicest possible way, but with compassion, I think is important, because nobody was born, or nobody really kind of goes out intending hurting people. I don't think nobody's definitely born that way, but unfortunately a lot of people in society, they do kind of get toxic, and there's a lot of bullies in the world, and it doesn't stop in the schoolyard. Bullies, a lot of people using status, or a lot of people using their position of strength or power or their size or physicality to like push people around and make people feel bad. And it's unfortunate, but if you understand enough psychology, which I think I do know at this level, and like with my PhD, you just understand, so you don't take anything personally. Like, people's behavior is a direct reflection of how they feel about themselves. Like, if people really like themselves, you don't see those people, hurting others or causing pain, or being bullies. They're not. Like, bullies tend to be kind of weak, insecure people that don't like themselves at some level. But that's unfortunate, because that's not how they were born. These people that might be, they're just hurting on the inside, and they're lashing out, and a lot of the time it has nothing to do with the people they're lashing out to or towards or taking it out upon. And unfortunately it's a cyclical thing. So once upon a time they were being bullied, or they felt hurt, or they felt pain, and it's not organic or natural. Nobody's born like that, so their environment has created that, but unfortunately then it can come into other people's worlds, and I wasn't born with that. I didn't have that, and I don't like dealing with it. So, but I understand, there's compassion there, and you can kind of just, in a nice way, with a bit of grace, remove yourself, and still wish them the best, and loving kindness, like a loving kindness meditation. I was actually doing one this morning. It's a nice feeling, to think of those people and give loving kindness. But it's important to look after yourself, because I said, like, other people's behavior can result in, you suffering with your mental health. It can cause anxiety if you don't want to see people, or you don't want to, that's anxiety. Or if you think about things that have happened in those kind of interactions, or the arguments, or the fights, or the bullying, or the belittling, if you focus on it too much, that can lead to depression. So it is a dangerous thing. So just with compassion, with empathy, with sympathy a lot of the time, and with grace, just protect yourself. Do it in a nice way, with subtlety and grace, and it can be done. But protect yourself. It's important. You're the most important person in your whole world, and you shouldn't have to ask people to respect your boundaries. And if they don't, there's no problem with you leaving that relationship. And don't feel bad. You're the most important person in your world, and your strength and your self-care and your self-love, your boundaries can result with you being a stronger person, and then you can help others, because you can't give from an empty cup. So if you're strong, like for me, like personally, like that self-love and self-care that I give myself, and the boundaries that I might put up from time to time, I'm aware that that well-being bubble that I put on around myself, it makes me stronger. So that makes me more likely to succeed. There's a greater chance of me having success. And you know what I said, success is individual and success is subjective. A definition of success is subjective. So my personal definition for success is, I am healthy, I am happy, my parents, my family are healthy and happy, and they're not worried about me. Friends likewise, that they are healthy and that they are happy, and they're not worried about me. And then independence, freedom to make choices for myself, to be who I want to be, to work in industries I want to work in, to do my thing. I have that independence, and I have the freedom to do so. those are my values. Those are the things that I would use as a definition for success. So in my eyes, I'm already successful. In my eyes, I've succeeded. And I'm getting started. But I know without self-care it wouldn't happen. And my future wouldn't happen either. I wouldn't be healthy if I didn't have boundaries. I'd be sick. I'd be mentally unwell. I wouldn't be happy as a result of that. My friends and family, they'd be worried about me. They'd be concerned. So they wouldn't be healthy. They wouldn't be happy. They'd be worried about Daniel in Dublin. And if I didn't have boundaries, could I be the guy I am? Would I be allowed to express my individuality? I'm not sure. So yeah, in my eyes, I'm a success. And it's as a result of self-care, self-love, healthy boundaries. I really encourage you to do the same because you know that it's nothing but love. I'll see you next week, guys. Thanks again.